Hey everyone, and welcome. On behalf of Forge College, I am absolutely thrilled to welcome you to this explainer on decentralized data interactions for agents. To kick things off, I want you to picture an AI agent not just as a standard piece of code, but as a hyper-paranoid detective. In our previous lesson, Agent Architectures and Essential Components, we actually built this detective's brilliant brain. But right now, well, that brain is just sitting in a pitch-black room. It desperately needs eyes and ears to gather clues from the chaotic outside world. But here's the catch with building on a decentralized blockchain. It literally cannot trust a single thing it sees or hears right away. So let's dive into exactly how we fix that. Here's our blueprint for building this decentralized perception layer today. We're going to cover giving agents eyes, the art of validation, building a trading bot, mental models for agents, and then finally a quick summary and next steps. We'll be moving rapidly from simply gathering clues to building absolutely foolproof cases. All right, section 1. Giving agents eyes and observing the Solana blockchain. Let's get our detective out onto the streets. Remember how I mentioned our previous lesson? We spent a lot of time there focusing on the left side of this setup, the brain, which handles all that complex decision logic. But today, we're shifting gears completely to the right side, the senses. This perception layer really has one single, incredibly important job. It needs to gather all those raw, messy signals from the outside world and normalize them, so our detective's brain can actually make sense of the case. So how does our detective actually gather these clues? Well, you've got a few distinct surveillance methods to choose from. First up, direct RPC reads. Think of this like periodically reading the daily newspaper. It's super cheap, but you're only getting point-in-time snapshots. Then you have websockets, or pub/sub. Now this is your live wiretap. It gives you extremely low latency because it's event-driven, but you are putting trust in the provider keeping that line open for you. Next, indexers. This is basically like hiring a dedicated archivist to dig through massive amounts of historical records. And finally, signed Oracle feeds. This is the gold standard, the equivalent of getting a sworn, notarized affidavit from a key witness. Now, you'll notice each has its own operational cost and decentralization trade-offs. But here's the secret. Building a bulletproof agent isn't about picking just one of these. It's about using them all together to cross-reference the truth. And that brings us right to section 2, the art of validation, or as I like to think of it, interrogating the witnesses. Because let's be real, just because our agent can see data doesn't mean it should immediately trust it. I absolutely love this quote. I trust no one, not even my own RPC endpoint. It might sound like a joke, but it perfectly captures the extreme paranoia you need to build robust agents on a high-speed network like Solana. You have to remember, in a decentralized world where there's no centralized middleman holding your hand, literally any data source could be compromised, it could be lagging, or it could just be completely hallucinating data. Out here, paranoia isn't a bug, it's a feature, it's an absolute necessity. So if we can't trust anyone, how do we uncover the actual truth? We rely on math, cryptography, and some good old-fashioned redundancy. Our detective uses 3 core validation primitives. First up is redundancy. Never ever ask just one person. We cross-check multiple RPC endpoints to see if their stories actually match up. Second is cryptographic attestations. This means verifying the digital signatures on Oracle network assertions. It's literally the cryptographic equivalent of checking a witness's ID to make sure they are who they say they are. And third, aggregation. We take all those different clues, calculate the medians, and aggressively throw out any statistical outliers. When you fuse multiple data sources mathematically like this, something really beautiful happens. You can cleanly slice out the one malfunctioning feed or the one lying witness and just reject it completely. By requiring a strict consensus, like taking a median across multiple feeds, a single bad data point is rendered entirely powerless. It simply cannot alter your agent's understanding of reality. And that keeps your core logic perfectly insulated from bad actors. Okay, let's move on to section 3, building a trading bot. It's time to see our paranoid detective actually do some work in the real world. Let's apply all of this to a really high-stakes scenario, an automated market maker monitoring bot that's hunting for profitable price differences. Step 1 is on-chain observation. The agent subscribes to those lightning-fast swap events, but simultaneously performs direct reads of the underlying reserves to anchor its truth. Step 2 is external price aggregation. It queries off-chain signed attestations from multiple oracles and instantly discards any stale data. Step 3, cross-validation. The brain steps in and compares the implied on-chain price against that aggregated off-chain price to spot a true actionable divergence. And finally, step 4, fail-safe execution. Before it risks a single token, it re-verifies the slots across multiple RPCs and logs cryptographic anchors, so every single move is completely auditable. And the craziest part, it does all of this completely autonomously, without a centralized middleman. That is precisely why these validation steps are so absolutely crucial. Now that we've seen a specific bot in action, let's zoom out a bit for Section 4, Mental Models for Agents. Think of this as the detective's handbook, concepts you can reuse for pretty much any agent architecture you're building. If you only take one core concept away from this entire explainer, please make it this one: sensor fusion. Think of a self-driving car. It doesn't just rely on a camera or just radar, right? It fuses all of them together, despite their different blind spots, into a single, robust view of the road. Your AI agent has to do the exact same thing. It fuses on-chain snapshots, indexer queries, and signed Oracle assertions into a confidence-scored estimate. The goal isn't to get one single perfect reading. The goal is a highly confident synthesis of reality, so your agent doesn't crash and burn. Building directly on that confidence score, we have guardrails. The perception layer shouldn't just hand the brain a simple, reckless go or no-go signal. It needs to establish strict minimum confidence levels. It should tell the decision layer, hey, the price is X, but honestly, my confidence is only about 70% right now because the network is lagging. These guardrails act as your ultimate safety net. They bound acceptable actions, absolutely preventing your agent from making high-stakes, wallet-draining trades when the data is noisy, conflicting, or just plain ambiguous. And to keep those guardrails working properly, your agent needs a strict freshness budget. This is simply the maximum acceptable lifespan of data before it becomes too stale to safely use. And this is highly dependent on what your agent is actually doing. For example, if you're building a hyper-competitive MEV arbitrage bot, your freshness budget might be measured in tiny milliseconds, just a few network slots, tops. But if your agent is just compiling a daily analytics report, well, it can afford a much looser budget of a few minutes. As the developer, you have to explicitly design these limits into your system so it knows exactly when to step back and say no. All right, let's wrap this case up with Section 5, Summary and Next Steps. If you want to build a highly paranoid and therefore highly effective decentralized perception pipeline, here are your 3 core rules. First, combine your observation patterns to balance speed and authority. Use WebSockets for the quick tip-off, but use direct RPC reads for the hard evidence. Second, never trust. Always verify. Use redundancy and cryptographic signatures to validate all external inputs. And third, explicitly design your workflows with strict freshness budgets and safety guardrails. If you enforce these rules, your agent's decisions won't just be smart. They'll be defensible, auditable, and truly decentralized. I'm going to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. We now know exactly how one paranoid agent figures out the truth. But what happens when an entire network of these paranoid agents has to coordinate their decisions together and actually agree on something? That is exactly what we'll be tackling in our next lesson on coordination and governance. Until then, thank you so much for joining me. This explainer was proudly brought to you by Forge College. I highly encourage you to head over to forge.college to learn more about this subject, dive even deeper into AI agents on Solana, and explore a whole wealth of other fascinating Web3 topics. See you next time.